can listen to it on your own time. All right. So, this is a project to do with car payments. Even though it says logarithms, the formula we're going to use is the formula we use for compound interest before Christmas. And if you forgot, I will remind you that formula and how to use it. Got it? So, is there a new car you're interested in? Do you know its approximate price? Do you know how much of a car payment you could afford each month? Based on the payment you can afford, is this car within your reach? And in this project, you will use a formula to calculate the number of months it will take to pay off your car loan. The amount of the loan and the amount of the monthly car payment and interest rate which you will get from an internet source. So, let's start. And I'd like you to do the work on a note sheet because this is what you're going to do your work. So I'm going to model what I want you to do, but you're not going to copy exactly what I do. You'll know what I mean in a moment. So step one is you have to go on the internet and find a new car you're interested in and know how much it costs. So I am going to go online and show you what I mean, okay? So I'm going to go and I'm going to pretend like I'm going to buy a new truck. So I have an old pickup truck right now.
As long as it's not Ford, I'm with you.
So I'm going to go to Toyota.com. Now, if you're interested in a Honda, I'm pretty sure it's Honda.com. If you're interested in a Ford, I'm pretty sure it's Ford.com. But you can always Google it. Listen. It's always better to listen because then I can give you more time in class to do the work, right? So I'm going to go to Toyota. I'm going to select my vehicle. I'm going to pick a truck. I'm going to pick Tundra. Now, notice all the car sites do this. They give you what's called the MSRP. Do you know what those letters stand for? Because you see those letters not just for vehicles, but other places. MSRP. I like RP as retail price. MS. So it's the manufacturer's suggested retail price. So it's the one you may not be paying, right? It's what they suggest is the retail price. MSRP. The manufacturer's suggested retail price. So do you see the MSRP right here?
Yes, I do.
So I can pick the color, right? And go, okay, I want a red pickup truck.
You're a red.
Burgundy.
Yeah, burgundy.
This one, isn't that burgundy?
No,
but that was nice.
That one's okay.
No,
Okay.
White.
You want white? I don't like white trucks. So then build.
White looks like cheap.
And again, you can enjoy this exercise. Most of these car sites allow you to pick wheels, interior, color, all kinds of stuff. So here, I can pick what type of Tundra I want. Right now I have an SR5, so I'll pick what I have. So I'll pick the SR5.
Oh, it's so long.
Because
SUV, it doesn't want to be like you can't decide.
because I have 4 children, I'm going to pick the Crew Max. I'm just going to pick the smaller engine. I don't need more than a 4.6. I'm not towing anything. I can pick the color of the exterior or the interior. I can also pick wheels, I think they have. And then at the end, so if I want to update and put different types of packages on it, I can. And then at the end, it's going to tell you your price. So you have your floor liner, all the stuff you would pick, right? Whatever you want. And then at the end, it's going to give you a price once you've done it all together. So in this case, what is my price for my Tundra I'm going to pay? $37,640.
Oh, you wanted to add some money?
So when I go back to my project, first of all, make sure you put down your name on top. The price, it says write down the make and model. What does it mean, make and model? In my case, what's the make? Toyota. And in my case, what's the model? It is a Tundra, and you could go SR5 if you wanted to. But make compared to model, it's fine. Go sit down. And how much does it cost? Right? That's going to give you a point for your project. That you wrote down the make, the model, and how much it costs. Number 2. It says write down the monthly payment you think you can afford. I don't want you to think as a 16 or 17-year-old. I want you to think of as a person who has a real job, a family, a house, and all that, right? You're making real money. How much do you think you should spend per month on a car payment? Right? So you write down what you think you want to spend per month on a car payment.
Damn, 600?
You're going to find out how much a new vehicle is going to cost soon per month. That will give you a point that you wrote that down. Now, listen carefully. I don't want you to do the financial stuff through the car website. You listening? Because through the car website, they do the tricky math and the magic for you. You have to show me the math, okay? So when we find the interest rates, we're going to a different website. You hear me?
Yeah.
So we're going to go to bankrate.com. It's right there. It's on your project paper. Bankrate. So I'm going to go to bankrate.com. Here's a website that tells you the interest rates of all kinds of different things you could buy. Obviously, which one am I going to select here?
CD rate.
I'm going to select auto loans because that's what I want. It says what type of loan? Is it a purchase or a refinance? Now, refinance really doesn't make as much sense for a car, but do you know what a refinance means? A refinance means you already have a loan, but you want a new loan with a lower interest rate to pay less. Or else why would you refinance? But a refinance means you already have a loan, but you want a new loan to replace it that has better numbers, right? You pay less. We don't have that. We're going to purchase. That means we don't have a loan yet. So we're going to click on purchase.
What about if you want to buy a phone?
Right. So that would be probably a different loan rate, right? And there's probably, this is for automobiles, not a boat, not a house, none of that. And motorcycle might even have a different rate. But do you notice? Do you notice that there's a 36-month new auto loan, 48-month new auto loan, 60-month new auto loan? On the bottom, we have used auto loans. Well, we're not buying a used car. We're buying a new car. So we want the new auto loan. Do you see the interest rates here to the right? They're showing two different banks. We're going to pick the better rate. For an interest rate, which one's better? 3.05 or 4.04? We want a lower number, right? Do you know that you would not qualify for that number? Do you know why you wouldn't qualify, but I would qualify?
Because we don't have credit.
So, listen. How do you qualify for the lowest interest rates? Because when you see it on TV, and you see that, you have good credit. But how does that happen? Because it can't happen at 16 or 17.
Again, you pay off like that.
You have to have a credit card and pay it off. You have to have a loan and pay it off. And only over time, where you show that you get credit and pay it off, that you build up your credit score, where you can get the lowest rate possible. It's not going to happen until you're like 30 years old. You have to show over time, right? If you take out no loans and don't show you can pay off loans, your credit score is going to be low. And that's funny how the American system works, right? The only way you can build your credit score is by taking out a loan and paying it off, rather than saving money and paying something with cash, which is obviously the smart thing to do, right? But the American financial system, because not all countries work the same way with credit scores, it rewards people that take out loans and pay them off.
Because then everybody's winning. Well, they're winning more than us.
Do you see what I mean? But the real smart thing is to save your money and then buy it. But that doesn't build up your credit score. You have to take out a loan and pay it off, and that's what builds up the score. It's kind of backwards, I think. And it teaches people to take out loans maybe they wouldn't really. Go ahead. You sure?
Yeah.
So obviously, to save money and then buy it, in your head makes sense.
Yeah.
But most people don't do that. Save, then buy it. I want it now. And here's a way, right? And then you take out a loan. So, the interest rate we're going to write down is we're going to pretend we are older, we have the best credit score, and we're going to write down the best interest rate we can get. So in this case, what interest rate is it for 36 months? Which one am I going to write down? Which one's the best one? 3.05. So do you see at the bottom? And you can actually write this in with me. You're not going to pick a truck that's my price. You're going to have your own vehicle, your own number for how much it costs. But this one you can follow with me. So what did we say the interest rate was? 3.05. Next, it says 48 month. How much is it for 48 month and a new auto loan? What should I write down? Which one's the better rate? 3.41. So can you write down 3.41? 60 month rate. What should I write down?
3.94.
3.94. Do you notice that there's nothing there for 72 month, right? It only goes up to 60 month. And then it goes back to 36, but for used. So on your project, I want you to cross out 72 month because they don't give you values for 72 month. So we're only going to do 3 of them. A 36 month loan, a 48 month loan, and a 60 month loan. And these are the interest rates for that. What do you notice about the interest rates the longer you hold a loan? Right? The shorter the time, the lower the interest rates. But if you hold the loan longer, the interest rates will always be higher. That's because there's a greater risk to whoever's giving you the money. Because you take more time to pay it off. You're more likely to be bankrupt or not pay it off. A short loan, you're more likely to pay it off. Okay, turn the page. I want you to do this on your note sheet, not on the project paper yet. So I'm going to show you the math. You're going to write it down so you have an example to follow. This is the crux of the project, right here, number 4. It says, now you will calculate your monthly payments. You ever want to figure out how they figure out monthly payments for things like this? Now, whether you knew or not, here it is. Use the formula for compound interest. So what is the formula we use for compound interest per month? Because it's monthly payments. So it's being compounded every month for your payments. What was that? Not PERT. PERT is compounded continuously.
Isn't it A
times 1 plus R over N to N to the...
Right? Now, in my example, what does P represent? That the price of the vehicle, right? And what did I say my truck is going to cost me? It's going to cost me $37,640. Now this, we're going to have to do this work for each loan we're looking at. So first we're going to look at the 36-month loan. What's the interest rate for the 36-month loan? I go back. And how do I write that as a decimal? 0.0305, right? Move the decimal to the left. I told you what N is. N is how many times per year is it being compounded. And you're doing monthly payments. So how many times per year would be monthly? The last variable is T. T T in this formula always represents years. 36 months. How many years is that loan? 36 months. How did you figure that out? You divided it by 12, right? 36 divided by 12. Now, on your project, you're going to show me how you calculated it. So you're going to write down, what will your monthly payment be? The formula is P, which is, for me, $37,640. 1 plus the interest rate is a decimal, which is 0.0305. How many times is it being compounded per year? 12. And then over how many years? 3. Now we're going to use our calculator. There we go. Get a little brighter. 12. All right, can you type it in? And you're just practicing so that when you have your own vehicle, you know how to do the math. I want you to notice I got $41,241, and I'm going to round to the nearest cent, and that's 76 cents. That number I found out is the actual amount you're going to pay for the car or the truck. It's the truck plus the interest all together. So when you pay it off, what is your actual end amount? Now, it says, what would your monthly payment be? Is this my monthly payment? 41,000 and something? How would I find it using that number? You divide it by 36. So take that number, divide it by 36. And what would your monthly payment be for that truck? So your monthly payment would be $1,145.60, right? Now, can I tell you something that I want you to remember when you buy a car? You ready? When you go to a car dealership, when you get to that point in life, and they have you sit down at a table after you picked out your vehicle, and they talk about price, they're always going to tell you and ask you about how much you can afford per month. I want you to think that question doesn't matter as much as how much it actually will cost at the end. Because they can give you a monthly payment, but if you pay it off over 10 or 20 or 15 years or whatever it is, how much will it actually cost me at the end after I do all those monthly payments is what really matters. This is actually a good payment because you're paying off the loan quickly. You're going to see that every time you hold on to a loan, it's going to be more and more, but the monthly payment will be less and less. Don't focus on the monthly payment. Focus on the total at the end. And then worry about the monthly payment later and think which one you can afford. But just don't focus on, I can afford $200 a month, and then see how much you're really paying, right, over the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because if you, have a bigger loan,
right? So I don't want you just to think, I can afford $200 a month, and then see what kind of loan they're going to give you, how much it really will cost you at the end. All right, let's do the work again. Now it says, what will your monthly payment be if you did a 48-month loan? So how will it change? We're using the same formula. So how much was my truck again? Now my interest rate has increased. What is my new interest rate for 48 months? That's on the other side. 3.41. How do I write that as a decimal? 0.03 41. Again, how often is it being compounded? Monthly, which means N is 12. But how many years are we holding the loan now? 48 months is how many years? Divide by 12. How many years? 4. Okay, use your calculator again. You're going to see if you hold the loan longer, it's going to cost more. Now how much does my truck cost me? So now that truck is $42,517.36. Do you see how it went up in price because you held the loan longer? How would I find the monthly price now? I got 42,000. Oh, you know what I did wrong? Me. I put in the wrong interest rate. I put in the interest rate from before. What should the interest rate be? So I put in the wrong interest rate. So let's write it down properly. It's even more now, right? Do you see how close the interest rate was? But was the answer different? How much more are you paying? Even with a little bit amount, right? That's different. So you're right. It's $43,132.38. How do I find the monthly payment now? By what number? 48. So now what is your monthly payment? $898.51. Do you see how it looks like it's a better deal? Because your monthly payment is lower, but do you see how much more you're paying for your truck? You're paying almost $2,000 more, even though your monthly payment is less. Okay, one more time. Did I not write down 59? You're worried about 8 cents. There it is. 59. It does add up, right? Sure. Okay, one more time. 60 months. How will I calculate it for 60 months? Again, the price of my truck. Make sure I do this right. What's the interest rate for 60 months? I'll go back. 3.94%, which is 0.0394. Again, divided by 12. How many years is 60 months? Good. All right, do a better job than me. Calculate that. Thank you. Huh. Yeah. I can't do fractions. All right, let me do it in 1 second here. And again, 12 times 5. How much now did the vehicle cost you? Here. So, do you see the difference again? It's $45,821. And if I round, 10 cents. So before I do that, do you see the difference between how much you thought the truck cost compared to how much you're actually paying? Yes, you divide that by 60. And what would your monthly payment be? So, do you notice that your monthly payments, are going down? But the cost of the vehicle is actually going up. It's counterintuitive, and when you're sitting at that table, they don't want you to think about what the total cost is going to be. They just want you to think about the monthly payment. See how that works like that? So I don't want you to think about monthly payment as much as what the total cost will be at the end. Yes?
Some people might even know that this is true, but they don't have it another way.
Yeah, because they can't even afford that. If you can't afford it, you can't. But some people don't even think about it. They maybe could afford it and not pay as much interest,
Yeah,
but they're just thinking, I want a smaller monthly payment. Even if they could afford more and not realize they save more in the long run by making a better choice. The more you pay per month, you're actually paying less in the long run because you're not paying as much interest. All right, I want you to scratch out the one that says 72 months because we're not doing 72 months. The next question is, each one of these is worth 2 check marks that you show the math and do the math correctly in the monthly payment. How many of the monthly payments can you afford based on what you wrote on the first page? Well, none of them, right? Because what did I write down on the front page, right? I wrote down I want to afford $600, and the cheapest one is $763.68. So what does that tell me? I might have to go back and then not get such a big truck, right? I might have to rethink what I'm buying. All right, number 5. There you Some Fords are expensive.
I know, but
Calculate.
But if you think about it, you buy them for like 30,000 and you sell them for like 6,000.
There you go.
And Tacomas never get they just never get old.
Okay, number 5.
Nope. Okay.
It says, now calculate how much interest you paid over the life of the loan for each option. That would be the total amount you paid with compound interest, subtracting the price of the car. So, for 36 months, how much did I pay with interest? $41,241.76. How much was the actual truck cost me? The truck is actually $37,640. Subtract the 2. So how much did you spend just on interest on the first loan? Your total interest was $3,601.76. That's not the truck. That's what you paid above the truck's price. Next, for 48 months, how much was it? $43,132.38. Subtract again the price of the truck. For the 48-month loan, how much did you spend in interest? Next, how much are you paying on interest on a 48-month loan? $5,492.38. And then finally, for the 60-month loan, the 60-month loan cost me $45,821.10. Again, I'm going to subtract how much the truck costs, and now how much am I paying just on interest? If you see you have a fraction, you press shift and then equal to change it to a decimal. finally, how much am I paying in interest? $8,181. So what's your best option when buying a vehicle? Save your money and don't take out a loan, right? That's your best option. But if you can't save all the money, right? What's your best option in terms of taking out a loan? You want to take out the shortest loan possible because you paid the least amount of interest. Remember this one, 72 months we are crossing out. These are worth 2 points each. You have to show your work and the answer, just like I did. All right, write complete sentences and state which of the above payment options is best for you and why. And then give more than one reason if you can. And then you write it down.
Oh, I mean. Oh, I know. Are we supposed to base our payment off the job we want?
Sure.
Well, the job I want. Well, with my mom. With more than 1,000. I just put that.
What's that? No, you write what you want to write. I'm giving you an example.
Hey, these don't change, huh? So put that way.
So I wrote down the payment option of 36 months is the best option for me. I know the monthly payment will be more, but at the end I'll be paying less interest. So I give a choice and I give a reason, right, for the choice? And that's your project.